asks his disciples, "Who do you say that I am?" And Simon Peter, who usually has a little bit of a foot in the mouth disease, always speaks up and says the wrong thing. In this case, he says the right thing. He says, "You are Mashiach. You are the anointed one. You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." Where does he ask this question? He asks it right here. Caesarea Philippi. This place is full of shrines, and this right here was a giant temple to a dead god, a half goat, half man god, crazy kind of stuff. And the back of this huge giant temple led right into this big hole, and this hole went down deep, and out of this hole came this spring, and they believed that that was the gates of Hades, the gates of hell. And so Jesus comes all the way up here with his disciples. It took us at least an hour and a half to drive up here from Galilee. Okay, they walk all the way up here. It's one thing to ask somebody in the middle of a church, "Hey, who do you say Jesus is?" But it's another thing where there's these shrines to all these other false gods to say, "Who's Jesus now?" It'd be like taking somebody to a mosque and saying, "Hey, who's your Lord?" And Peter says, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." And Jesus says, "You are Peter, the little rock, little rocky you could call him. And on this rock, this big rock, this Petra," not Petros like Peter, but Petra, "I will build my entire church." Now, I don't think he was talking about Peter being a future pope. I think he was talking about the confession that Peter was making on that day in this place. Our mission as the church is to go into the dark places. And this is why Jesus took them here, to evangelize, to preach. Places where they had shrines for all these other gods. Places where they would kill goats. And if the goat floated, they would throw in another one. And if that was not accepted, guess what they would do then? They would throw in their child. They would literally kill a child to appease a dead god. But Simon says, "You are the Son of the living God." And you know what that Son of the living God came to do? To sacrifice himself, just like those children were sacrificed. Once and for all, ending this war between God and man, covering us with grace, with forgiveness, when we deserve wrath and judgment. You see, so many places in Israel are false religions built on top of true religions. But guys, it's not about this rock that I'm standing on. It's about your rock, which is a confession that Jesus Christ is Lord. And when you have that confession, you are attacking the enemy. And just understand this, that even if you're in the darkest of places, the gates of Hades, the gates of hell, will not overcome you, will not prevail, because God is greater. Who do you say that Jesus is?